Satisfy your need for happiness through your own curiosity with the Ranveer Show. Would you like to talk about this thing called Chausath Yogini?
So Chausath Yogini is nothing but there are 64 feminine powers that surround any of the Mahavidyas. So
As in each of them is
each
surrounded?
of them are surrounded by 64 Yoginis. And their specific Tantras will have the Yoginis list. And they have to be prayed to when we are praying to the Mahavidyas.
What is a Yogini?
Yogini is fierce feminine deities which surround the central deity.
Not the main deity.
Not the main deity, but they're very powerful in themselves. They're very fierce. And of the 64, 8 of them are most important. So they are from the inner circle of the main deity.
And you pray to them individually?
Yes, there are mantras for them. You
As in each of the 8 will have...
Each of the 8 and also even the 64.
Damn.
Yeah, one can make offerings, or one may just put one mantra as an offering for all of the yoginis, so like that.
Okay. I remember, I think we had Anika Maan on the show, who is one of India's top archaeologists. She spoke about this temple. I believe, no, it's in Orissa.
Orissa. This is near Bhubaneswar. I've been here.
You've been here?
Yeah.
Now, considering that stone-based structures, rock-cut structures, are the history books that our ancestors built for us. I've always questioned this concept of the Chausath Yogini. In terms of people hear about Chausath Yogini, you've explained what it is. Is it simply a way for our Tantra-oriented ancestors to explain the practices related to the Mahavidya-based mantras that, listen, if you're doing this Mahavidya Upasana, you also have to remember to do the Chausath Yogini?
No, it's not about that. So they exist. You start doing the sadhana, you'll experience it.
You'll feel their presence.
Of course. There's no question. If you're capable of feeling the presence, it's like this, that when you're doing the sadhana of any deity, say Shiva or Vishnu, do they exist or do they not? Do you believe they exist?
Yes.
Have you experienced them?
Not yet.
So why do you think yoginis don't exist? Same text is telling you to worship the yoginis also.
Would you term yoginis as lower deities?
No, they have slightly lesser power than the Mahavidyas. But the Mahavidya's power is too vast. But they are also as good as deities. Slightly lesser. But more importantly, the upasaka worships yoginis because yoginis help you in the sadhana of the main Mahavidya.
How?
In many ways. First of all, it ensures that there is a certain degree of protection. It ensures that there are certain kinds of, for example, you may, a specific sadhana may require certain elements. So a yogini can also inform you that where you will find that, etc. Various things are possible. So in earlier krama, the worship of Mahavidyas required the worship of yoginis first. Only then you could worship the Mahavidyas. Today, many systems have changed, things have changed. So people directly worship the yoginis, directly worship the Mahavidyas, and some offerings are made to the yoginis. Some bali offerings are made. Bali did not be actually Pashu Bali. It could also be things that are like vegetarian, specific ingredients are given, but the name is given as a bali.
Like offering prasad.
Different. Bali, you are not to consume this bali. Prasad you can consume. So bali you have to do with specific mantras, give to the yoginis, and then put somewhere where some animal or something can consume it.
You spoke about ganas in one other episode that we done. Basically, before Bhairav appears in front of you after your Bhairav Upasana has succeeded, the deity might send his or her ganas to just check if you can handle the power at an earlier stage.
Right.
Is this the equivalent?
No, the yoginis will not come to you directly until you start worshipping the Mahavidyas or calling on them. And it is important to have them in your favor because they can also cause a lot of trouble to you if you're not in their favor.
How do you turn them against you?
No, by not pleasing them. So it's the Mahavidya you worship. Mahavidya is, if you're, so original krama of the worship required that the aim was that one is aiming to attain Siddhi of the Mahavidya. Not like today. Today, so everybody worships everything. So when Siddhi of the Mahavidya is required, then these deities have to be, the yoginis have to be in your favor. They must also have some blessings, positive blessings for you. If not, then they will definitely cause some of the other problems for you.
Like?
Could be various things. You start the upasana, some other problem happens in your financial problem, health problem, this, that, etc. They can cause all sorts of problems. In fact, the Pradhan deity, the Mahavidya allows it to happen.
The Mahavidya wants you to pass the test of the Yoginis.
Yes.
Okay. Let's take Matangi, which is a Mahavidya you named earlier in this episode. Now, the difference between praying to Matangi versus praying to Mahalakshmi or Kalima is that you pray to Kalima and Mahalakshmi for that end goal of Tantra, which is evolution.
Yeah.
In this case, it is a form of evolution, but you're also getting the siddhis or the powers that this particular Mahavidya blesses you with.
No. Even Kali, when you're doing Tantric Upasana, you have to be very careful. Even Tantric Upasana, forget all that. Even Hanuman Chalisa mentions that siddhis come to you when you worship Hanuman. So first of all, this negative idea that siddhi is a bad thing has to be completely rejected. This is a brainwashing that has happened. If you are not interested in siddhis, then don't do any upasana at all. It is not possible that a person has attained to higher states of spirituality and some organic amount of siddhi, the other is not come. It is impossible. Flat impossible. If somebody says that I am enlightened, but I have zero siddhis, either he is lying or he has not attained anything.
When it comes to a Mahavidya like Matangi, how long will that process take usually?
No, again, this is subject to the individual.
What's the shortest? You can't predict. Because you might be carrying some work from your last birth.
Correct.
You would have begun the upasana.
Yes.
Perhaps almost ended it and you're doing like 2 or 3 japs of that mantra and suddenly something explodes.
Right. That's possible.
But say if you're starting from zero.
It will take few lifetimes.
Few lifetimes?
Yes.
Okay, I would assume it's a few years.
No, few years means already you have worked on that before.
Damn. So if you're beginning the upasana of a Mahavidya, actually the blessings will explode and come to you over lifetimes.
Yes.
How does one even know that I have to
you
pick it up?
don't. You will not be told. That's the whole point. So if you are judging that, then you're not fit for the path. So the path is not inviting anybody. Path is not like the mass invitation to people. No. It's your role to display your eagerness, your fitness, your competency, and nature will then open her doors of sadhana for you. If you don't want to do, don't do. No one is interested. So it's like this. So you have to display your eagerness. You have to pass the test. You have to go through it.
What if you've begun the process in one of your births from scratch? You've begun it, you've done everything well, you're on course for it, and then you pass away because of old age. Is it a guarantee that you'll be reborn into a Hindu family and then you'll go through process of growing up?
No, if you had secretly desired to be born in some other family, then you will get some birth in some other family. Whatever thought or whatever ideas have grasped your mind, your chitta, those will propel you into some other, wherever you are going to go. So if you have been internally, if you are completely dedicated to your practice or something like that, then you will be born in a Hindu family. There's no doubt about that.
Okay. Do you think it could be argued that you're born into a Hindu family because of some past life momentum?
Momentum of being a Hindu.
Momentum of being a Hindu.
That's all.
Some connection to the Hindu deities.
It's the way of life. You can be a Hindu atheist also. I mean, you don't believe in all this, but you like the culture. And you feel more accustomed to the people. And the souls you have connection to, they are also born Hindu. So you're also born Hindu.
Okay. But if you have a secret desire to be born in another religion,
you'll go there.
Do you think that happens?
I'm sure that can happen.
Moving on. You've been here. You've been to this temple.
This is the one in Odisha, Bhubaneswar.
You've been to this very spot?
Not very spot, but this temple, yeah, inside.
What is the energy inside?
No, right now, first of all, I went many years ago. And secondly, so until there is there's small puja that happens there. But there's too minor.
As in the energy isn't strong? Yeah, it's dormant.
No, it's dormant or it's not even there. It has to be re-awakened.
How do you think the energy will change?
It will change means what? You need not go to the temple. The Yogini pujas still happen.
Inside the temple?
No, those who do it, they do it.
At home?
Or some place, Kshetra or something like that. They will not do it in public, but they do it. It happens.
Why isn't this temple just
For some reason, it fell into disuse. It's gone now. So like that.
Are there lots of temples like this in India?
So many temples have been falling into disuse.
Falling into disuse.
Or for whatever reasons. Disuse, or it was destroyed, or whatever it is.
Say if it was not destroyed. Are these actual dormant volcanoes?
No, it's not like that. It depends. It depends on various factors.
I don't get why a temple as ancient, beautiful, and perhaps as
because
powerful as
if you
this.
don't continue, so there are two types of things. One is man-made temples and the other is natural formations. Natural formations will contain that power until you break into that area and cause some destruction and things like that. For example, the Kamakhya, I mentioned that it's a hill. That hill has a specific hydrology of water. So that makes it powerful. If that water flow gets destroyed by any activity, construction or otherwise, then that tampers with the energy of that place. That is a man-made, that's not a man-made thing. That's something naturally formed, right? Same way, if you have a man-made temple, the temple's puja is not happening for a certain period of time, the energies will leave.
What other natural spots are there in India?
So many are there. Your Amarnath is a natural spot. There's a natural formation, right? So like that. In fact, a lot of hill temples are perhaps, I've not been to all of them, perhaps some of the other natural formations are there, or at least something in the geography is there which allows. But yeah, in Kamakhya, it is definitely the water stream that is the most important thing.
If you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out these curated playlists that we've made especially for you related to the subject that was spoken about in this clip.